I mean, you got to play it. You got to play it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to RLCS NA, the grid coverage. I hope you guys enjoy that intro video. You got to play that, right? Hopefully it kicks in the nostalgia. Axel Toss here. I see you guys in the chat. Right? Playing that intro sequence for the RLCS. We have the grid day 3 for Team Oxygen Esports. I want to see you guys in the chat. I want to see you guys hyping it up. What do you think about that intro? Should we play it more? Should we play it more often? You can see the schedule here next to me. 3 matches today, all best of 5s. And Oxygen, they need some good things to happen because they have not fared too well so far. They've played a lot of good teams, we'll say that, but guys, there's only 5 match days. There's only 5 match days. Who wants to do math live right now on stream? They've already played 6. They have to play 15 total. They're already a third of the way through their matches. They need to get a winning record in order to finish in the top 6. You got to get top 6. So I'm going to look for some stats on these guys real quick. Thanks for the follows, Autobears Artillery. Once again, shout out to Johnny Boy for the host a little bit earlier. Johnny Boy actually did coverage for Oxygen when they were in Europe. And I wonder if Johnny Boy is doing coverage of the grid this season. I hope so. I hope he is. I gotta throw a host back at him one of these days. How you guys doing in the chat? I see a Jetty Master, Satinir, Dragon, Rocket League. Do I think LJ will earn himself another pizza? That's a good question. LJ was tearing it up last week. I feel like both these first 2 weeks, even though they were one-sided for the other teams, as far as score is concerned, Oxygen played really, really, really solid Rocket League. Like, they were playing really well. They were actually in good positions during the series to potentially win, but then they couldn't make it happen when they needed to. I am waiting on an invite from the teams. We are a minute away from starting the matches, it would seem. And I got to do some fancy scoreboard adjusting. I need some predictions from you guys. Let me know which players you're looking to do well today, and how do you think Oxygen is going to do? They have to win. They've got to, honestly, they've got to like win out. Actually, you know what? They're 1-5, sitting at number 12 in the standings right now. Every single game counts, because if you're tied, I believe it goes to the game record rather than the match record. Look at that, Dragon throwing his predictions in the chat. Love to see it. Hopefully everyone's having a nice day, having a nice weekend. Hopefully everyone's staying hydrated. I actually need to refill my water. I will refill my water in the break. Jedi Master says 3-0 for Oxygen, I'm assuming. Dragon says a win out today. They absolutely need that. Okay, orange. Cool, that's how I had it. Sweet. Alright, looks like we are going to get in the game. I'm ready. Here we go. Do not accidentally join the game. Oops. There we go. And the music is continuing in the game, so I have to change that really quick in the settings, even though in the settings it says playlists, not gameplay. We have to change it anyway. Okay, here we go, ladies and gents. Blue versus orange, Rocket League 3 versus 3. We have a matchup here, best of 5 between Oxygen and Charlotte. I see your predictions in the chat. Keep them coming. We've got a nicely, you know, not too crowded chat, so feel free to have some discussions about Rocket League, about these games. You're actually able to do that here. Have some back and forth with your fellow chatters on what you think the results of today will be. Oxygen Esports, they only have one match win so far in the grid North America. This is match day 3 out of 5, so they need wins. They absolutely need it just to finish in the top 6. They almost need to win out today. Thank you, Sednir. Music always on. Okay, I'll have to find that setting. Not a bug. Krazix opening up strong here for Team Oxygen. That's LJ with the nice simple pass to the middle, and Krazix on top of it to get the first goal in the series. Now, we've seen this in other matches. A lot of strength from Team Oxygen. Some like really good Rocket League play. The question always becomes, can they hold on? Can they hold these leads? Can they build on the momentum? Can they turn these game advantages, these goal advantages into multi-goal advantages? Can they close it out when it absolutely matters? Those are the questions that this team faces. It's a young team. Rocket League can have some pretty strenuous circumstances at the end of games. Everything's on the line. Critical moments where you need to be clutch. That can sometimes dictate a win or a loss. So, see what happens here. Toasty to Krazix. Oxygen still on the offense, and another goal delivered. Pretty fancy play, actually, from Krazix, going off the ceiling. Did that a little bit quicker than anyone was expecting. And now we have that 2-goal advantage for Oxygen. Now Charlotte going to try to turn this around. Delta, Beast, and Andy. One of the few regional teams, which I think is pretty cool in Rocket League and in esports in general. You're seeing a lot of cities and regions embrace the esports movement and come up with esports orgs of their own and teams to represent them. Charlotte's a pretty cool example of that, as we see another goal here from Oxygen. That's Toasty off the backboard. Beast getting a piece of it, but Krazix right there to pass it back to Toasty. Very nicely done. That's a 3-0 advantage. I gotta take a glance at the record of Charlotte real quick. Charlotte right now, they're 2-4, so this is a really important match, considering Charlotte is above Oxygen in the standings. It'd be pretty critical for a win to happen for Oxygen and really help their standings towards the, help their spot in the standings, I should say. Krazix. Toasty off the backboard. He's gonna do a little flip reset. actually let the ball fall to the ground, trying to get it past the midpoint. But, you know, this is a pretty good start, obviously, here, as we see a nice save from LJ, the follow-up from Beast. The 3-0 advantage, though, is pretty huge. It's a good for momentum, good for confidence. And, again, the question is, can you hold on? Can you keep it up? As we see a quick answer from Charlotte. They need to score a couple goals in the final 100 seconds here. Toasty floating over the middle, kind of carrying it in the air, all on his own the entire way down the field. LJ, I'm not sure if that was a fake. We'll call it a fake. Toasty trying to keep it on the blue side. Sadnir in the chat says, if they keep up that gameplay, then this will be an easy 3-0 win. I like the analysis. You never know. If you guys do enough analysis of Rocket League, you might have RLCS Analyst as a title in game one of these days. If you keep that up. I love it. Love to see it. And it is a good point. Oxygen getting off to a great start here. And you gotta think that they understand how important today is. They certainly understand as a team that they need to do some winning in dramatic fashion to bring it back in the standings. As we see a nice play there, LJ kind of just waiting from the rafters, almost able to get a pretty fancy shot on goal. Here's a decent passing play from Charlotte, trying to build that speed. Delta shot on target, but Krasix and Toasty both there. A double commit. And Charlotte trying to keep it threatening, but it's not going to matter. Not enough time. And Oxygen's going to take game 1. Again, best of 5. You got to win 3. Nelly in the chat. You think people will say analyze that if you have an RLCS analyst tag? You think people will say that? Spoiler alert, they do. They do say that. What I found to be very useful is the quick chat no. There's a quick chat no, which is quite useful. You might know of it. NOOO exclamation mark. And if anyone ever asks me a question in Rocket League, I do that quick chat, no matter what the question is. There's a secret. It's the only way to really directly answer a question anyone asks with quick chat, you know? So if people ask me to analyze something, guess what I do? I hit that no quick chat, baby. Real fast. Alright, here we go, game 2. I wanted to bump up the gameplay audio a little bit. Can you guys hear it okay? Is everyone happy with all the volume levels? Oxygen's got to be feeling pretty good about game 1. Maybe there is at least one clippable moment. But we've seen it before where Oxygen has been up in a series and they've gone on to lose. I mean, it happens. It happened against Space Station. Do you guys remember that? Who was here? If you're in the chat and you remember this, you get a sword. Because it was the first, you get a sword in the twitch.tv/AxelToss Twitch chat. The first series that I broadcasted, the first game that we saw was a win from Oxygen over Space Station. At one point in the grid, North America, Team Oxygen had a 100% winning percentage. But they would go on to lose that series. Felipe was here. Does Felipe get a sword? I do remember Felipe. So, I mean, it's a great sign that this team can win a game here and there, but you really got to be able to close out the series. I'm sure these guys have that in mind. A lot can happen in a best of 5. We have the car beauty pageant happening. Dragon, one of the judges for the beauty pageant here, judging the cars. Krazix, similar look to last time. Toasty changing it up a little bit. I like it. Clean, simple. I like the color too. And actually, Delta and Toasty have the same car design, effectively. But anyway, enough about cars. We're tied 0-0, approaching halftime. Very close game so far. It's important, obviously, it's pretty important not to make any mistakes, especially if you're Charlotte right now. And you lose game one, you can probably tell they're really trying to limit the mistakes. And it's effective. No goals so far is a heavy indication that not a lot of mistakes are happening. These guys are playing some pretty good Rocket League. And then the question becomes, who can make a breakout play to disrupt what's going on? Almost happening there. Toasty in the sky with Krazix. Now we have Charlotte coming back the other way. Krazix there, though, trying to get control. That's Andy towards the orange net. Not a lot of boost here for, honestly, the entire team of Charlotte. Theocracy live reporting from the fields. I know there's a lot of other matches going on here in the grid, and I really do appreciate any updates you guys bring from these other streams. Tell them you were here and that we said hi. Tell the other streams Axeltoss said hey, or not. But yeah, go check out those other streams. Appreciate any reports back. Theocracy says out of all the 4 series right now, this one has 2 of the teams that are closest in record. Yeah, I was speaking about that earlier. These guys are really close in the rankings, which is why it's such an important match. At this point in time, Charlotte is ahead of Oxygen in the overall rankings. So again, a huge match for Team Oxygen. Of course, we saw that nice goal just happen. They were also able to be the first to score in the last game as well. And this has been, again, a super close game. Not a lot of mistakes. Every goal is going to be incredibly important. LJ getting control of it on the ground. Toasty in the middle, looking for a pass. Krazix, though. He's coming up, and he's going to smash it in the back of the net. LJ also there in the... LJ there in the net, doing a little bump onto Delta, making sure the save doesn't happen. And our heroes, Team Oxygen, have to be feeling pretty good about a 2-0 advantage, being one game up in the series. Let's see if they can keep that up. LJ staying aggressive on the offensive side, down to Toasty. They don't want to leave any doubt about it. They just want to button this up. And it's a difference. Sometimes you get a lead and you let it ravel away. It can be a notable difference in a team to be able to lock it down after getting 1 goal. Why not get 2? Let's get 3. And just turn it into just pure momentum to find victory. I see the excitement kind of rising in the chat. You can tell they're doing some good things here. Able to find that groove here in game 2. Team Oxygen on the verge of going up 2-0 in the series. And you know, the only question at this point might be, can they add another? Can they add another goal here? Clearly having their way in game number 2. Picking up where they left off in game 1. Team Oxygen starting off 2-0 on the day. Such an important win, such an important series here for Team Oxygen. I'm gonna get ready up, but again, Charlotte right now tied for number 9 in the overall standings out of 16 teams with a 2-4 record. And Oxygen currently with a 1-5 record, currently sitting at number 12 in our standings. So it's a huge match for Oxygen. And I said it earlier in the broadcast, not just this match, but it's almost a situation where the team, they might just need to win out. They might need to win the rest of their games to get top 6. That's the direness of the situation. Someone can do the math for me. I don't know who Gibbs is, who the resident Gibbs in the chat will be. But they're 1-5, and you need top 6 in a 16-team round robin. So a third of the way through their matches, they're 1-5. So you better bet in those next 2/3 you have to win, if not all of them. You can probably only afford to lose one more, like max. So it's a huge day for Team Oxygen. We know they're capable. They've had some crazy plays in the grid so far. If you want to check out past VODs, that being said, as we see Andy with a shot on target, finally a goal here from Charlotte. They were kept goalless in the last game. No goals. There's a shutout, but now able to answer. But yeah, I mean, there's only 5 days of matches, so every match very important with the way the format is. You need top 6. That's what you're looking for. And again, it is important. Sweeping versus not. Every single win/loss is factored into the overall standings. So things to keep in mind. And Charlotte, they're doing what they need to do. Opening up a 2-goal lead here in Game 3, being down 0-2 in the series, I think. Yeah. Actually, I gotta make sure my scoreboard doesn't represent that. That's my fault. Let me change that really quick. Alright, now it's fixed. My apologies on that one, as we see another goal from Charlotte. That's Andy this time, getting the goal in. Let me make sure that looks good. Yes, it does. Oxygen is currently up 2-0 in this best of 5. But look at this, Charlotte Phoenix showing some signs of life here. Up 3-0 now. 3 goals relatively early in the first 90 seconds. That's pretty crazy. But that's exactly what they need to do to try to turn this momentum around and make this series last a little longer. Don't tell that to Toasty, though. Toasty. Double touch, triple touch, and maybe something else in there, too. LJ there to finish that off. That was all Toasty, baby. Who's getting the pizza today? I don't know if you guys saw, but LJ, we were memeing about it in the broadcast, saying the man deserves some pizza. And what do you know? Oxygen sends him some pizza. He has sent some Domino's pizza extra large, and I think they had some lava cakes in there. LJ won his deserved that pizza in the last play day. Who's gonna get it this time? I'd say Toasty so far. I'd say Toasty might be the pizza man of the match so far. Let your votes be heard in the chat. We know Oxygen is watching. Oh, get Axel Toss some pizza. You know, that's an idea too. That is quite an idea. We don't want to. Let's stop making each other hungry, you guys. I don't want to do that. But that was awesome seeing LJ feasting on pizza after his heroics, because he had an awesome day, truly. And again, all the VODs are on YouTube. YouTube.com/AxelToss. I'm throwing all the VODs up from these matches. A little bit of time here for Oxygen to try to bring this back. Down by 2 goals with about 2 minutes remaining. By the way, to see the picture of the pizza, make sure you're following these guys on Twitter, all the players on Oxygen, and also OXG Esports, to see how all that unfolded. It was pretty funny. Probably my favorite Twitter thread of the day when I saw that. 90 seconds left here. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to get a couple goals in Rocket League. Doesn't take too long. LJ shot on target. Wow, that was a pretty cool shot. But Delta was right there to save it. Now Charlotte Phoenix going back the other way. Krazik's able to pick it up on the defensive side. About 60 seconds left here. We're probably going to see a sense of urgency here from Team Oxygen as they try to close this down in the last 60 seconds. They would love to get a 3-0 sweep. They would love it. If they got a 3-0 sweep, I would buy myself a pizza. Just kidding. Oh! They would love to have a sweep here. And honestly, it is pretty important for overall standings as well. But kudos to the Charlotte Phoenix. They're playing a really good game of Rocket League. They got those early 3 goals. And now it's a battle against time as we see LJ and Krazix both go for a shot there. That's a double commit. That's what we call a double commit in the business. But 2 goals in 20 seconds. That is not easy. Let's see if they can make it happen. Toasty gets demoed. That's not going to help things. And onward we go to Game 4. Nicely played game by the Charlotte Phoenix. Getting those first 3 goals. I think getting 3 goals unanswered there is pretty important. Just really try to not leave any chance for a comeback to happen. I think if Charlotte was only up by 1 or up by 2, then Oxygen really could have turned that into overtime. But the 3-0 advantage in the first half of the game is pretty good there for Charlotte. So they were able to get a win for themselves in this series, and that means we are going to have Game 4. As I adjust the scoreboard real quick. All right, here we go. Game 4. The Charlotte Phoenix picking up a game win, I should say, in game number 3. They were down 0-2. They were on the verge of losing the series, so they absolutely had to win that one, and they did. So now here we are in Game 4. Oxygen still up in the series, and you got to imagine that they're going to play with a particular intensity here. They fell to a 3-goal deficit in the last game. They don't want that to happen here by any stretch of the imagination. So I expect them to play pretty sweaty here in this Game 4. And you got to imagine the same is true for the Charlotte Phoenix. They're on the verge of losing the series, so they absolutely must win this game like they won the last game, going for the verse sweep. It is a must-win, so you got to imagine there is going to be a nice intensity from the Charlotte Phoenix as well, as they recognize that it is a must-win game for them. And they get an early goal to start things off in the first 45 seconds or so. It's huge for their momentum. And Delta finding a pretty interesting angle there. Beast with the nice pass. Delta way off to the side, still able to angle that one into the back of the net. Feels like when I play in ladder, a lot of my opponents do that somehow. They're able to find out these ridiculous angles. And now Charlotte up 2-0. Ooh. Okay, that's more like it. That's what we're looking for. Sometimes you got to come up with some flashy plays to get the goals you want. LJ coming back towards his own goal, flipping back and redirecting that to the top corner. That's what we call a sheesh. Felipe wants more pizza for LJ. Hold on. You might be right. I think what we really need is we need that Domino's sponsorship to go through, so that it's just, you know what? Why not? Automatic pizza for all three of these boys every week. And you know what? One for Axel Toss. And you know what? We'll give one out to someone in the chat. We'll give out a pizza to someone in the chat, thanks to this Domino's sponsorship. Coming soon to an Oxygen stream near you. Could be. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you're followed. In case that ever does happen, you want to make sure you're following the stream. Am I right? Just in case that were to happen. Just in case. We don't know. Krazix, nice pass to the middle. Toasty trying to keep that on the orange side. Beast getting in the middle of it, and Delta in front of an open net. Even I would score that one. Meanwhile, Oxygen Esports saying sheesh in the chat. I don't know if that's because the organization is realizing the amount of pizzas they're going to have to get for everyone. That might be a sheesh, but it's okay. We got that Domino's partnership incoming. Lava cakes for everyone. Charlotte Phoenix is playing really well here in this game and in the last game. They're holding on to this momentum, playing some really nice defense. We see a very nice save there from Andy. There's like a blitzer of a shot towards the goal, and Andy able to come up with a save. But we're only halfway through here. It's kind of impressive though. 3 goals coming out once again from Charlotte in the first couple minutes of the game. Fancy plays, sure, but also gotta work on the defense. Ooh, Toasty. Oh, I feel like Toasty should have scored that. Am I right? Or what do you guys think? He ended up trying to pass it off the backboard, but Charlotte Phoenix came up with a save. I thought Toasty might have had an angle on target. I'm not 100% sure though. But regardless, good opportunity. Good offense from Oxygen. Down by 2. Right around 90 seconds left. We're on to a game 5 if Oxygen is not able to bring this back. Let's see if they can score a couple goals here, though. You can see LJ playing a little bit more forward, and Toasty getting a demo. And that's, oh my gosh, a shot right on target. I almost thought that was destined for the back of the net, but somehow the save coming through for Charlotte Phoenix. Oxygen, though, they're keeping up this aggression. They know they need to score. You can tell their rotation's a little bit tighter, not going as far back. And really trying to keep that pressure up here to try to find an opportunity. That save was pretty incredible, though. We're seeing a lot of great saves from the Charlotte Phoenix. A lot of people talk about highlights from goals, but I've always been a fan of the save montages. When are we going to see more montages about saves? And I'll tell you, total respect to the Charlotte Phoenix. They've had a lot of, should we say, montage-worthy saves in this whole series so far. Very impressive defense. 20 seconds left. Can Oxygen find a hole in this defense? There's a double commit from Charlotte Phoenix. LJ, can he take advantage? Trying to follow that ball to the blue side. Toasty in a position to pass to the middle. Disrupted though. And look at this. Another goal just for fun. But that's going to be another win here for Charlotte, which means we're going to be tied 2-2. Going into game number 5. We are going to game 5, baby. You know what that means? That means all of the other streams are going to tune in to this one. Do we have any live reports on what's going on in these other streams? Anyone? Anyone? I like game 5s. Honestly, I still feel good about Oxygen. I'm not biased. Oxygen Esports saying he or she thought this is going to be a sweep. There was a moment where Oxygen was up 2-0 and they're looking good in game 3. But no. Charlotte with the comeback, and we're tied 2-2 as I hit the ready button. Is everyone staying hydrated? Please tell me if you're staying hydrated in the chat. And don't lie. If you haven't had water in a little bit, that's okay, but I'm going to need you to go get a drink of water and taste delicious hydration. Sure, we're sponsored by Domino's, but we might be sponsored by water very soon. Thanks for the follow, Otterfact13. I see you guys in the chat. Thanks for hanging out. Ooh, here we are, game 5. Spicy match here. Ooh, and the spicy start from Kha'Zix. I will say something else that might be montageable, not to give any more work to whoever's making the montages. Kickoff goals. Kickoff goals. First of all, I think it's a great training technique to just see how kickoff goals work, see how often they happen, and see how often your team can make it happen. I think Oxygen has been able to do quite a few kickoff goals and make it work. You guys remember this over the course of the series? We've seen a lot of pretty fast goals from a kickoff by our heroes, Team Oxygen. I'm pretty sure I remember that. And that's exactly what we just saw there. A goal really quickly in the first 9 seconds. So heads up to Team Oxygen. Critical game 5. Getting that early goal. Question is, can they hold on? Can they add to it? But momentum alone, that first goal is going to be very important. I believe in the last 2 games, Oxygen found themselves down 0-3. And that is just hard to look at. I don't care who you are. That's hard. It's a hard position to be in. See what happens here. Shot on target, LJ with the save. Still some decent pressure here from the Charlotte Phoenix. Kha'Zix able to get in front of it. Now Beast coming back. Critical game 5 here. These two teams are so close in the standings in the grid North America. Almost a must-win for both of them, for both teams, to stay in contention, to stay towards the top 6. Very close match here. If you're just now joining us, Team Oxygen took a 2-0 series lead, and the Charlotte Phoenix showing some really nice form in games 3 and 4 to tie up the series 2-2 here to create this moment. Game 5. Winner of this game will take the series. And there's a goal from Toasty. Someone put their predictions in the chat. Did anyone keep track of those predictions? Did anyone copy paste that? I guess we could use the VOD. But we're having a prediction challenge. Whoever gets closest on their predictions gets a pizza. I think. I don't know if that's the rule. I'll have to verify with OXG Esports in the chat. I just heard something's going on with pizza. That's all I know. Disclaimer, there might not be any such challenge. Please don't expect pizza from us. Thank you. Okay, that's a good goal. That's a good goal for Oxygen, going up 2-0 through halftime. It's a nice position to be in. The question is, can you hold on? And what do you guys think? Are we seeing a little bit of a different play style from Oxygen here? I don't want to say it's more aggressive, but maybe it is. I think there's something to the fact that this being a game 5, we're seeing a little bit more of an intensity from Team Oxygen here. Whatever it is, it's working. Let's see if they can keep it up. 2 minutes left. Oxygen fans holding their breath at this point. Probably watching the time. This is probably very slow going for any Oxygen fan out there. They want that time to elapse to take this series win and stay alive, stay in contention in the grid North America spring season as LJ gets a nice goal. Maybe the Oxygen fan is taking a nice breath after that one. Feeling somewhat of a sense of security 3-0 advantage now with 100 seconds left. That's good for an Oxygen fan. Can they keep it up? I'm telling you, they look like they're in good form. You can see the stats there. 6 goals, 6 shots to 3. LJ with 3 saves. He's got the hat trick on the saves for LJ. So the defense strong and kind of, as I said earlier, a little bit more aggressive, giving themselves a little bit more chances than we saw in the last 2 games. Could this be it? Is everyone in the chat getting pizza? If you think that should happen, you better say something in the chat. I feel like people are getting hyped right now. This would be a huge result for Team Oxygen. I mean, if every time Oxygen wins, we give pizza to everyone, wouldn't that solve world hunger? Think about that, whoever manages, whoever makes the decisions at Team Oxygen. You could do a lot of good things here. Every time Oxygen wins, everyone gets pizza. I don't know. I'm just going to put the idea out there. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. But this could be real nice for Team Oxygen. 2-2, best of 5, must-win situation. And Oxygen, I think they're going to do it. I think it's safe to say they're going to win this series. And it looks like the chat agrees with my logic. So the ball is in the court of Oxygen Esports. Should we solve world hunger with Domino's Pizza? And Oxygen gets the win in the series. That's a huge win. Whew. You know what? I was holding my breath a little bit. Ooh, I should have saved it. No, Axel Toss. Left it way too quickly. Oh well, let's bring it back to me. Yo, 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 what's up? Axel Toss here. How do you guys feel about that? Oxygen getting a 3-2 win. Are you guys happy because Oxygen got the win? Are you a little upset because it was too close for comfort? Like, did Oxygen have you sweating a little too much? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. But that's a 3-2 victory for Oxygen over Charlotte. That's pretty huge. I mean, the sweep would have been a little sweeter. A sweep would have been slightly sweeter. But the 3-2 victory is huge. I'm just imagining a Team Oxygen representative going into the boardroom, talking to the board of directors and all the executives, saying, "Sir, our broadcaster just promised pizzas to everyone. What do we do?" Good luck to whoever has to do that, but I'm not. I mean, I'm just broadcasting. I'm just saying what the chat is saying. That's all. I'm just saying what the chat wants. That's all I'm doing here. I'm just the vessel for the chat. So, just trying to please the masses. That's all. All right, we're gonna take a short break so everyone has time to get pizza or snacks or maybe a drink. I'm gonna turn the music back on. And I am going to change the playlist away from Always On. Whoever in the chat said that, you were right. Wow, you have eagle eyes. And we want to say menu only. Thanks for the follows, you guys. I appreciate that. Alright, any final thoughts before I send it to a break? I see the follows coming into the chat. I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. Once again, shout out to Johnny Boy, who threw a huge host onto the stream earlier. Really appreciate that. Johnny Boy is the GOAT. Go follow Johnny Boy on Twitch right now. Any live reports from other matches happening in the standings? Appreciate that. did set up, let's see here. Did set up a little bit of a nature cam. So I guess we'll see what you guys think about this scene here. I'm going to take a short break. Go get yourself a snack. Get yourself some Domino's Pizza, now sponsoring Team Oxygen unofficially. I don't know if that's true. Please don't take my word for it.